It's Sunday, April 24th, 2022. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report. Hey, VC guys and gals, and everyone of every persuasion listening to music. I'm TC Kirkham. Welcome to the Kirkham Report. Um, Last couple of weeks I've been kind of crazy, and I apologize for that. Things are going to get slowly back to normal, but hopefully all the stuff I want to get done will finally be able to get done. I've been doing a whole bunch of new projects connected to this and with the live stuff on um, American Song Contest and stuff. But this week I was planning to go back to Saturday this week on the show, which is where it will normally be, but I postponed it another day because well, at the time I said that, I forgot Record Store Day was Saturday. And that is the topic of this week's cover story. Well, another year has come and gone, and another major record store day has come and gone. It was yesterday, April 23rd. There will be a second smaller drop in June. But for the most part, most of the titles came out on, on yesterday. And everybody was going crazy over the Taylor Swift single. Um, there were reports that it was being scalped in a huge way or flipped in a huge way online. There's a few of them out there, but not that many. I got to think most of them went to actual Swifties who lined up around the block. I was checking the various websites I watch for record stores, looking at their lines and such yesterday. And wow, Spin Me Round down in Pennsylvania, who I love their channel, and I would love to actually visit their store and meet their people. They had a line going all the way around the mall, and most of that was for Taylor Swift. That's pretty freaking scary, especially since it was only a 7-inch and it had been released before. Not in that form, but it had been out before. So I don't know, but it did pretty well. A lot of the titles that I didn't think would do that well blew right out. And I, of course, stayed home. I don't go out that much, for anything. We have our groceries delivered, we have our meds delivered, we have everything delivered. I go occasionally to the store, occasionally to the convenience store, occasionally to Home Depot, and I'm right back, and that's about it. I don't go out. I haven't since the pandemic. So I waited diligently. Last year was easier because you could do it at 1 o'clock on the same afternoon. This year I had to wait till 8 a.m. this morning to start hitting my usual haunts and picking up what I was hoping to get. And you know something? I got almost everything I was looking for. Now, last year I did get every single title. That was same day. And of course, they had a lot longer time to sell in the store than they did last year and the year before when they were doing them at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, but I got to say also that the two titles that I wanted that I missed, or seems to miss, I haven't found them yet. I'm still looking around. I don't mind anyway because I have them already on CD. They were just coming out on vinyl for the first time, and I thought it would be very cool to have them. I deliberately passed on three things that I thought were too expensive because I know that some people will like them. I know one person in the VC that's got one of them, which I thought was, not only did he completely blow my mind, Dylan, the Tiny Tim. I really wanted that. I'm a big fan, but I'm not. Depending on where you're looking online, it listed 44. It was online at some sites as much as 49 or 50. I just am not willing to pay that for a 2 record set. I know it's the last thing he ever did. I know it comes with a couple of extras. I may still pick it up. It's one of the things that I really would still really like to have. I may find a little bit of extra in my paycheck next week to pick it up if I can find it somewhere. But I didn't want to blow my entire budget this time because June's coming up. There'll be a couple of releases in June that I want, and um, I still got mostly everything I was looking for, and that's what I try to do. Um, I had to go to 2 or 3 different places. I, most of it I get from Newbury Comics. Newbury is my local indie chain. I like them. They're very good. Their prices are a little up there compared to some of the other places, but I always try to support them. And then I picked up a couple more from another mom and pop that I use that Newbury didn't have, and I picked up the ABC Jackson 5 from my pal Adam at Record Crate. He had it this morning during his online sale, and I thought I'll grab that here, and because I that was on my secondary list. All in all, I got 13 titles, and I think that's a pretty good listing of stuff. And considering I only had like 16 or 17 on the list, that's pretty damn good. And I didn't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go stand in line in the ice cold weather to do it. My point is, number one, Record Store Day is only for the independent stores, so you can't order these from big box marts. You can order them from online, and you're still supporting the indie fans. I know some people like that personal touch, and I would too, in all honesty, in a different day and time. But quite honestly, I'm getting too old to put up with this stuff, and I really, I would really rather just do it from my home. Um, the other 2 things that I thought were too expensive for the price, the Sheena Easton 12-inch singles collection, there's no extras with it as far as I know. It's a 2 record set. Again, it was listed at 44, 45, was up to 49 in most places. Not enough music for the price you're paying. And the Elton John, I know Katie wanted this really bad, my friend Katie, and I love Elton John, and I would have liked to have that. But when you work it out, there's 5 songs on that album, or 6, I forget which. You're going to be paying $3.50 to $4 a track. $30 they wanted for that. I'm just not willing to do that. I have the singles from that Tom Bell sessions when they came out in 1979, so it's not critical for me to get it. And I have a feeling I'd be able to pick up an OG somewhere, which is minus one of the songs, but I could get it a lot cheaper than that. So it's not a big deal. To those who wanted it and who are willing to do so, hey, more power to you. I just felt it wasn't worth what you were getting. Um, Overall, though, I think we saw less flippers this year, way less flippers, except on the Taylor Swift stuff and a couple of the jazz titles. I think people are bemoaning the Ramones too much, where several sites I went to had more than a few copies left, and you can probably get it if you look around. Um, I think overall, this year was a lot less stressful because there is more safety out there. You're not, I mean, I personally don't do it because I do have compromised issues. But if you're vaccinated, if you're boosted, and or you've had COVID and had all that out of the way, then you should be okay to go out and do this, and that, more power to you. I have nothing against that. For me, myself, it was just better for me to stay inside. And I did pretty well. I'm very happy with what I got. And they will be arriving over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. And I will be bringing them to you next week and the week after, probably, on Out of the Box. And I'm very excited because some of these titles, there's a couple of them I've wanted for years that have been re-released that have not been available for a long time. And one of them I particularly wanted, even though I do have the OG, because it's colored vinyl. And it's a great album, too. Anybody who doesn't realize that album is great, and we'll talk about it when I get it, anyone into power pop should know what it is, and they don't. And it's like, why? Why don't you people know this? Was there a turkey in this year's titles? I haven't really seen any. Last year, the Sean Cassidy turned out to be a major boondoggle. Most places that had it are still stuck with it. And I know Todd Rundgren produced it, but a record store day release of that particular title was not a good idea. And I haven't seen any of that this year. Um, I don't know how the Peppa Pig sold. Haven't seen anybody that has it still in stock, and most places only got 2 or 3 copies, and so I think it's pretty much sold. But I don't know how well it did. And I also saw several stores that have an abundance of Stevie Nicks left, which surprised me. I figured that would move pretty fast too, like the Fleetwood Mac stuff has done over the years. Doesn't seem to be moving as fast as the Fleetwood Mac, and that's a shame. Belladonna is a great album. This is not one of the titles I picked up because I really wasn't that interested. But I know a lot of people who were, and so look around. It's out there. Don't pay scalpers fees if you see them, or flipper fees if you see them on, way high on eBay, because there are mom and pops that have plenty in stock and can sell it to you at the retail price. Like I said, there's not much problem with flippers, although there have been a few issues. The Taylor Swift was going for, somebody paid $300 for one yesterday, and I'm like, that is insane. It's a freaking 7 inch. But people gotta have what they gotta have. I have my limits. I won't go over a certain limit, and that's where I am. If I miss out, I miss out. I don't have any FOMO about Record Store Day because I go in knowing I may not get some of it, and I don't mind. I'm a little ticked that I didn't get what I wanted. Sure, I guess. Although this year, not really, because I got most of it. Like last year, I got most of it. All of it last year. But some people have that FOMO syndrome, and you really shouldn't. A good portion of this year's Record Store Day were firsts, so quite a few of them are going to be released eventually on their own. Probably not in the colored vinyl variant or whatever, but the album itself will. And it's the music that's important, isn't it, people? That's what we're supposed to be doing, the music. Don't let Record Store Day craziness get to you. Enjoy your local store if you go. I had a great deal of fun watching the different stores putting their videos up. Some of them were up live all day yesterday, and it was fun watching people come in and look through stuff. I love that. I would love to do that too, and maybe eventually I'll get back to that. But until then, I'm perfectly content with what I do. So Record Store Day Drop 1 is out of the way. We now have looking forward to, I believe it's June 18th. Let me check the date. Yeah, June 18th as the second date. Everybody's going to be gunning for that Prince album that comes out because it was supposed to be today and then they pushed it back. We'll see what happens, but I have a feeling I'm going to do just as well there, just the same way I did here, and I hope everyone else has fun standing in line in the hot weather in June, melting and commiserating. And that's this week's cover story. My latest 45 haul from Two Hip Chicks is here. Dawn and Mary, thank you. Got a great stuff coming. Most of these I do not have on single. Quite a few of them I've actually been wanting for quite a while. One of them is going to horrify my wife, but it's still, they're great stuff. Another 40 45s to add to my outrageously growing collection of 45s, which is just insane. 6 boxes worth in the last 6 months. Chuck Berry and My Ding-a-Ling, and what's on the other side? Johnny Be Good live version from that album. Neil Sedaka and the ballad version, oops, that's upside down, of Breaking Up Is Hard to Do from 1975. Flipped with Mama's Song. Collectibles edition release of That'll Be the Day by Buddy Holly and I'm Looking for Someone to Love by the Crickets, which is probably an earlier song. One of the songs I don't know in this batch, Patty Loveless. I'm not a big fan of. I'm not. That's not correct. I don't know Patty Loveless at all. I'm not a big fan of country, but this is supposed to be a big hit. Don't Toss Me Away, backed with After All. Three Dog Night, Never Been to Spain, and Peace of Mind. Hanson does a killer cover of this song in concert. Let me tell you something. Great version, because they are from Oklahoma, after all. 1965, this came out apparently. Don't Look Back by the Temptations and My Baby on that original Gordy label. I've never seen that before. That's very cool. That's one good thing about this is I'm getting all kinds of labels I've never had before. I don't know Balboa Records, nor do I know this act. The Beale Street Buskers and Piano Man Blues. Beale Street, that would suggest New Orleans, I guess. Got this on a back-to-back hits one last time. This one is the original Dizzy, Tommy Rowe, backed with the You I Need. Especially thrilled to get this. This is an original press. I do have this on CD. I have it on another 45, a Starland 45. This is the original 1962 or 63 Capitol issue of Sukiyaki by Kyo Sakamoto. Backed with that song. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I will mess it up terribly. I do not speak Japanese. Young Rascals and Good Lovin'. Original press. Mustang Sally on the flip side. When I was doing these in Discogs, I did not turn them around right. I should have been careful that way. Dead Man's Curve and New Girl in School from Jan and Dean. Sweet Mary by Wadsworth Manson. Belonged to C. Carlisle at some point. Completely blocked out the Sussex label there. I've never seen this on MGM, only on Polydor after Polydor absorbed the MGM labels stuff. So I don't have it. I've always wanted it. I love her version of this. Gloria Gaynor and Never Can Say Goodbye, as originally released on MGM. As I said, the newer ones are on Polydor. I thought this was out a lot earlier than it actually came out, too. I have this on a gold single. Of course, I think everybody does if they were Christmas fans during the 70s. This actually, I thought this came out in 50, 59, 60 somewhere. It's actually from 1971. Don Charles, The Singing Dogs, Jingle Bells, and Oh Susanna. Always looking for OG singles on Carpenters. It's going to take some time. And Flat Baroque. And that is pronounced correct, as you can see from the spelling. Simon and Garfunkel, El Condor Pasa. And Why Don't You Write Me? Oh, honestly, I really should have been more careful with these. Elton John and Your Song. And Take Me to the Pilot. Back before MCA absorbed Uni. Could I Have This Dance by Anne Marie? Somebody's Waiting on Capitol. I've never been a big fan of this song. I got to admit, it's just never really did anything for me. Never had the OG of this, as strange as it is, as much as I am into their kind of music in the 70s. Midnight Train to Georgia, Gladys Knight and the Pips. And it's backed with Window Raising Granny. Okay. Never had this on single either. I do have it on their anthology, but I do not have it on a single. Dancing Machine, the Jackson 5. Backed with It's Too Late to Change. Too Late to Change the... I can't read it. The song's too long. Too Late to Change the Time. Okay. Picked this up on a picture sleeve a couple weeks ago from Dawn. Got another one here, Claire by Gilbert O'Sullivan. Great song. Backed with Ooh Waka Do Waka Da. I have this on Harvest before this, so this is a reissue, obviously. Probably later in the run when it became popular. Hungry Like the Wolf by Duran Duran. It features 2 different mixes, and it's on Capitol, which distributed Harvest, but Harvest is where it came out originally. Gold series, oldie series for When a Man Loves a Woman and The Rose from Bette Midler. Custom label for this and great stuff. Olivia Newton-John and Magic from Xanadu. Of course, you see the Xanadu logo up there. Backed with Fool Country, which I didn't think came from Xanadu, but it might only be available on the single. I don't know. The Wayward Wind and Shenandoah by flautist James Galway, vocal special guest Sylvia on The Wayward Wind. What happened to Sylvia? I loved her. She was great. New Orleans. Orleans and Still the One and Siam Sam. Wanted this for a long time. Glad Dawn had a copy of it, one of her lots, because I love this song when it was out. I thought it was very cool. My stepfather was a huge fan. Black Superman, Muhammad Ali, and Bang the Drum from Johnny Wakeland. And I can't see the name of the band. The Kinshasa Band, I think it is. Back when Pi was trying to launch here in America, they didn't do very well. It didn't last very long here. Just like Harvest. The only band I ever saw on Harvest was, I think Pink Floyd, some of their stuff was on Harvest, and Little River Band, and Marshall Hayne. The rest of them pretty much were picked up by other labels. Chuck Berry, Rock and Roll Music, an OG from 1959, 57. Was it on 57? And then some, one I don't have that my wife loves this song. He says sarcastically. No, actually she doesn't. This is one of those songs that drives people crazy because of what it's about. It's a Dr. Demento staple. It was a top 30 hit, and it was written by Rupert Holmes, The Boys and Timothy. Now, if anybody out there knows what the stars mean, there's several different versions of this single out there. I haven't had a chance to spin it yet, but there's an edited version that kind of removes the whole cannibalism possible aspects of the song. I'm curious if you know what those stars, if that's a different press or anything. I didn't see anything special about it in Discogs notes, so let me know. I'd Love You to Want Me, and am I true to myself? This is a repeat copy from Lobo. Everything else I have already, except the picture sleeves. I'll get to those in a minute. And Never Gonna Let You Go, and Carnival from Sergio Mendes. Joe Pizzullo, Lisa Miller singing on Never Gonna Let You Go. Dan Fogelberg, Missing You, and Hearts and Crafts. Beat It, Michael Jackson. Flip, Get on the Floor. Sideways, Michael Jackson. There we go. Oh, I really should have paid more attention to these. Keep Me Hanging On, Kim Wilde, backed with Loving You. Jeopardy and Fascination from Greg Ken Band. Sorry about that. Just bumped the mic. Africa and Good For You by Toto. Can't get away from that song these days. Jeans On, David Dundas, on the original weird green and orange chrysalis label. I'm used to the blue and white label. That's the only record I have, and I have that already on that label. And Eddie Rabbitt, I Love a Rainy Night from 1980, I believe, and Short Road to Love on the flip side. 2 picture sleeves also this time. Highway 101 and Cry, Cry, Cry. Country song, I don't really know it. And I don't know this act. It seems to be an independent label. It has 3 songs on it. Wicked Cool Records is the name of the label. So I'm assuming it probably comes from up here somewhere. since that wicked expression wasn't really known nationally until Adam Sandler started bastardizing the hell out of it on Saturday Night Live. Act called Loxley, and song Darling It's True. There's actually 3 songs on it. There's 2 songs on the flip side. So that's my latest 45 haul from Dawn and Mary. This I won't have one next week because I didn't get any this week. They were, I had too many of them and I wasn't able to pick any of them up. But, you know, they were pretty interesting for other people that picked them up. I'm sure they'll enjoy them. Thank you, Dawn and Mary, for offering such great picks, and I'm sure there'll be more in the future. Finally, I'm out of the box this week. I got something I pre-ordered several weeks ago. Couldn't wait for it to show up, and since getting the singles that were hitting Spotify earlier this year, ordered it directly from the manufacturer because special limited color edition. This is the new album from Joe Satriani, Elephants of Mars. I am a huge Joe Satriani fan. Love his stuff. 2 record set. Hype sticker is actually, I think, on the. It might be on the outside, so I haven't taken it off yet. It is a gatefold, but I haven't taken it out yet. And both discs come with these great sleeves and on this awesome orange vinyl. Love that. Love Joe Satriani and love his stuff. Ordered this directly from Ear Music, which is the distributor for Adel Records, the label that he's currently associated with. Satriani is just awesome. I discovered him. I knew some of his stuff, but I really discovered him in 2000 with Engines of Creation. I've been a huge fan of his ever since. Love his stuff all the way around. Glad to get the limited edition of Elephants of Mars. Cannot wait to spend the whole album. Just came out Friday. Yay! I actually have another album I got the download from the vinyl copy. I will talk about it when the vinyl copy gets here. It might take a while though because it's coming from Australia, so I don't know how long that'll be, but I'll have that in weeks ahead. It does seem sometimes I'm getting too many of these, that I get more of these than I think I should. But Black Box is here for April. And scored it again, but haven't really looked at it. So we'll see how we do here. Again, 90% of the time so far, they've gotten me stuff that I really like or really thought I would like and did. Only missed it a couple of times. That's a pretty good average. I think it's $44.99 a month for 2 albums, and really terrific. So let's see what we got here. Oops. Oh. Okay. Really? All right. Okay, so this is... I've never really connected with this guy. Maybe I will. I don't know. I never have, though, before. He's a little too psych for me. The Jimi Hendrix Experience on Are You Experienced? Now, this does have Purple Haze and Foxy Lady on here. I'm not familiar with the rest of the songs. I will give this a spin. You know, I've never been a huge Jimi Hendrix fan. It's not that I don't like him. I do. But I'm not to the point where I need everything. I have both of those songs on my Superstars of the 70s. Or did have. I don't know what happened to those albums, actually. I had those years ago, and then I haven't seen them recently, so I may not have those anymore. But at least those are good songs. And yes, I know the vinyl community is having a collective embolism. I'm sorry. I'm a pop guy, remember? But this is the first album, if I'm not mistaken, and it should be interesting to check out. So I will check it out. Not going to be prejudiced against it. I actually, like I said, I actually don't have a problem with him as a musician. It's just that a lot of his stuff is a little too psyche for me, so we'll see. Okay, I've never heard of this band. I have no idea what this is. Um, hmm. The Dip. Sticking with it. Seattle Septep's new LP packs a punch of timeless sounds and everlasting flavors. Free download inside. Good. That might make it worth for me to listen to really quickly. I am sorry. I don't have the slightest idea who The Dip is. I like the cover. The cover's kind of cool. Judging from the look of what's on the album, I'd say it's probably maybe some kind of jazz or R&B. There's a lot of saxophones and trumpets and guitars. I don't know. Hey, I'll give it a listen and see what we think. All right, let's get this month's card out. It's in here somewhere. Here it is. Yep. Lyrics from Joni Mitchell's Both Sides Now on one side along with the Black Box logo. Okay, so that's the Black Box haul for April. Not really sure about this, guys. I will check out both of these in the next couple of weeks and see how they sound out. And I may have a Jimi Hendrix for somebody. We'll see. But in any case, you know, like I said, these are brand new. They're not used. They're limited edition in most cases, or small press runs for the most part. So they're good to have, even if I don't ever listen to them. We'll see how it goes. And that is the Black Box haul for April. Well, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty on the first annual, hopefully annual, American Song Contest. We now know most of the semifinals, and the ones we don't know, we'll know Monday night. Possibly earlier in the day, Monday, for the Redemption Song. The 5 qualifying heats are done. 20 songs move on from the actual contest, plus 2 Redemption songs, picked by the number of streams that they've been getting online on all the different music sites and their social media. The first of those have already been announced. So we have 4 more official songs to announce the winners. 3 more, and then the Redemption song from week 5, which was last Monday. So right now, we're standing with the following. Semifinal number 1 happens this Monday, April 25th. It will include the following performers: Alabama, Nico and the Difference, the song. Colorado, represented by Riker Lynch, his song Feel the Love. Kentucky, represented by Jordan Smith and Sparrow. Massachusetts, represented by Jared Lee and Shameless. Michigan, who got in as the final jury pick on last Monday. Ada Leanne and Natalie is the song. Jonah Prill from Montana, Fire It Up. New Hampshire's Mari and Fly. Oklahoma's Alexa with Wonderland. She is one of the fan favorites. Rhode Island's Houston and Held On Too Long. Washington's Alan Stone and A Bit of Both. And Wyoming is the first of the 2 Redemption songs, Redemption songs. Ryan Charles and his off-the-wall country rap beat thing, new boot goofing. Those will compete for 5 spots in the finals on Monday. The following semifinal will be held on Monday, May 2nd, the final of the two. It will include, as of right now, Connecticut, represented by Michael Bolton and Beautiful World, Georgia, represented by Stella Cole and DIY, Kansas, represented by Broderick Jones with Tell Me, North Dakota, represented by Chloe Fredericks and Can't Make You Love Me, Puerto Rico, represented by Christian Pagan and Loco. I don't know what's happening to me today. Tennessee, represented by Tyler Braden and 17, and Texas, represented by Grant Kanoki and Mr. Independent, plus 4 more songs, the 3 jury and viewer vote songs from week 5 and the final redemption song. Those have not been announced yet. The finals will happen on May 9th, and just less than 24 hours before Eurovision gets underway for the week this year on May 10th, 12th, and 14th. If you have not checked out the American Song Contest, you can watch previous episodes on Peacock, and you can catch it live on NBC Mondays from 8 to 10 with a replay on Sundays from 7 to 9, and of course anytime you can replay it on Peacock. You can only vote, however, until Wednesday at 7 a.m. I'm not sure if it's local time or Eastern time, and you vote through the NBC.com app, through the NBC.com website, or TikTok. And we definitely want you to get out there and vote and get these songs through. We want the American Song Contest to be as successful as Eurovision. Right now, the ratings have not been terrible. They're not great, but they're not terrible, and they're certainly at the point where NBC is likely to renew it next season. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, they'll format it a bit differently. I don't like the week-to-week. I wish they'd go with, like, all of them in one week, like Monday through Friday or something. It would just make more sense. But in any case, I'm enjoying it. Kim is enjoying it. Everybody I know that's watching it is enjoying it. I hope you will enjoy it too. And join me Mondays at 10:10 Eastern Time for the live stream of that night's competition and how it went down. And I will be talking about it during both of the semifinals and the finals. So be sure to put that on your TKR viewing schedule.
About today, we're going to talk about the cost of the hobby.
Yep. It doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg and half your brain and your firstborn child.
We're not scalping. We're not trying to drive the price up because of scarcity.
Right. That's our problem. We're too practical.
I agree. Way too practical. Yeah, don't let my wife hear me say that. Be like, no, you're not. You're not practical.
Yeah. That's going to do it for this week's show. We're going to have, I'm going to get back to my regular features and stuff next week as we get out of Record Store Day and away from everything else. And this week's schedule should be fairly regular, I hope. We'll be doing the normal Monday after the songs for American Song Contest on Monday evening. Influencers on Tuesday, Off the Charts on Thursday, and this show on Saturday, and Rock and Reviews on Friday. I hope to introduce Rank This. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it this week. I'd hope to do it this week, but it may have to wait another week. Things are still going on. I urge you to come visit my website, thekirkhamreport.com, introducing a lot of new features, a lot of new special stuff over there, and it has all my charts, everything I've ever been. You'd see me at my musical rawness on thekirkhamreport.com. And while you're here, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I am really glad that people seem to like what they're seeing because my subscriber count is going up slowly, but it's going up. Don't forget to spread the word about it to people too so they can come over and subscribe. And please leave a comment. I love talking to you about what I talk about. I love to know what you hear about what I'm talking about. And, you know, just generally chatting about music and about the entire purpose of collecting as well. Don't forget to check out this week's edition of Finding Your Music Mojo with me and my friend Dawn from Two Hip Chicks. It will be airing this time on the Two Hip Chicks channel on Monday at 6 p.m. We will be there live for the premiere on the chat, so please come and join us and enjoy it. And then the next episode will be 2 weeks from this Monday here on TKR. Until next time, for the Kirkham Report, I'm TC Kirkham. I will see you soon. Ciao, baby.